And my life still always under danger is because that invention. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not intend to get involved with any difficult matters.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Kevin Rosenquist. As always, I am joined by Jason Ho of Techlium. Jason, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Nice to be here.
So last time we talked AI. We're going to talk more AI today, kind of a second part to this. We talk a lot about AI on this show, but you kind of teased me a little bit before we hit record. You said, that AI speaks Chinese. What did you mean by that?
And if you try to search over the internet, and you will realize AI thinks in Chinese, or they speaks in Chinese. Even you ask AI questions, and in English, in other languages, they realize the AI background, when the background running, actually, their answers coming from Chinese. And also the expert will say, we don't know why this race changed, and we don't have exact reasons. And that's what's happening, how AI thinks in Chinese.
How does China's approach to AI, is it different than that of other nations? Does their development differ, how they handle it?
And China is not developing AI. China is generating AI. And the reason I say that is because AI, depending on the pre-collect data. And those data mostly is coming from China. But when you collect data, for example, and China can identify now, they have ability to identify 3 to 5 talkings in a restaurant recording. So the restaurant very noisy, so many people talking, people chatting, and different topics. Now they already have ability to identify at least 3 conversations from 3 different restaurant tables.
That's like something out of like a Mission Impossible movie or something like that.
And also China collects the voice prints. They can easily identify who is talking. And there's one thing about the voice print. People think voice print is about how voice sounds like. It's not only that. Also, they capture, and unfortunately it's China standard, and it's becoming all cell phone company standard when they do the microphones. All microphones in the world collect the sound beyond our hearing range. Why is that? China want to collect our breathing patterns, our heartbeats, our breaths when we talk. That's very important to identify a person. Just by voice print, just by analyze our voice spectrum, it takes a lot of energies. But with the microphone, every microphone in the world today, even the most expensive one, they can collect sometimes heartbeats, not very clearly, but they can collect heartbeats, but they can collect our breaths very, very easily. Everyone have very different breathing patterns. Everyone have different breathing sound. That's part that China can identify. Yes, it's more like those the spy movies and how they collect information from people, but they probably don't tell you how they did that.
So you say that China's creating AI. So are they trying to what do they want to use it for? What do you think their ultimate goal is or goals are of how they can use AI to further what their interests are?
And definitely, AI is based on data. And when you ask questions, use data to answer you. And try to ask data, how is Xi Jinping? Is communist evil? And how do we beat the China Communist Party? I think they won't give you straight answers. And sometimes they will say, I'm sorry, we cannot answer this question now. And we have some technical trouble. They won't say that straightforward, but you have to come back later. So they won't give you the truth because, and when I say generative AI, because China generating the data for AI, because it's China generated. How do I know that? Because AI speaks or AI thinks in Chinese. If it is not China, how possible AI thinks in Chinese? And because China collect those data, So there's two reasons. First, we call it a data collection. And if in America, I collect data of Kevin, every day I collect your data and analyze it and I use it for my benefit, I have money to pay you. Also, you can sue me if you find out and I'm collecting.
Yeah, I'd like to be paid for it if you're doing that, Jason.
But anyone can have OpenAI pay you for data they collected. You cannot. First, you cannot find a trace. We have data brokers. Data brokers is to help China collect those data. Why they need a data brokers? And people might ask, why Google doesn't collect data by themselves? Why Amazon doesn't collect data by themselves? That's so simple. And we use Microsoft, we use all type of social media. Why they don't collect data by themselves? They need a data broker. No one ever think about that carefully. Because if, for example, the Facebook collect your data, you can sue Facebook. If Amazon collect data, you can sue Amazon. But if there's a data broker happen, because Amazon will list in your use agreement state very clearly, and for the training, analysis, for better service, for better technology, we have to provide your data to data broker. You agree with it.
Third party. Yeah.
Third party, yes, third party. So why need the data brokers? You will realize they are not American companies, data brokers. They're so big, so huge. They are not American companies. Those data brokers will deliver data to another place. That's China. Okay. So how China obtain those data? Definitely not data brokers. China will obtain those data directly. But why they need data brokers? That's by name. They need to have excuse. They have clothes to cover the reality. And so they say, we got the data from data brokers.
Yeah.
And so those.
Do you believe that like Facebook and Meta and Amazon and all, do they know that this data is going to China, do you think?
And if you don't want this program to be banned by the YouTube, then I will tell you, I don't know.
All right, we'll talk later.
Yes, we can have people to figure that out. And I cannot tell the truth. I'm sorry. This channel is run by the Google, so we cannot talk about their business practice. So those data is poisonous. And because who touched those data and becoming a target for lawsuit. And what should we do? Convert to Chinese. How you can sue Chinese? You go to China to sue the Communist Party. You want to sue the people, do the surveillance. First, you don't know who they are. Even you sue. Can you win the lawsuit? You file the lawsuit in San Francisco, file a lawsuit in New York. Who cares? And also people will think you are just hallucinating and you try to take advantage, you want to be famous of AI. And that's not possible. That's the real reason why AI thinks and speaks in Chinese, because those data, when they obtain those, is from the poisonous path. Those poisonous paths can make big companies liable. You can sue them. You can request for benefits. But what if those data translated to Chinese completely? No longer reflect the word. Like I talk about Kevin in Chinese. Kevin might have different name. Maybe your name in Chinese becoming Kaiwen. They will say, this is not Kevin. I'm talking about the Kaiwen. And they speak in Chinese. I no longer and take your privacy because we translated to Chinese already. So this is something processed different. You have no way to request the benefit. So all AI data must go to a cycle to become Chinese and to make it clean. So we have a money laundry, and I call this data laundry. And because data you collect, you don't know this is illegal, it's illegal, and I'm collecting too much, or I get any state secrets, then I'm in trouble. I heard some politician talk, some inside trading for politicians is not a crime. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. So please, really want to have a mistress, or you have some dirty works, or dealing with mafias, and maybe they got some secret to be liable. So let's go to Chinese, then everything's free. That's real reason. And AI thinks and speaks in Chinese. Also, that's reason no data expert and the academic and the people who rely on the advertisement, the marketing, and becoming the support, they won't tell the reality. So that's why data speak in Chinese. That's a very, very interesting fact.
It's funny that you said before about how, you can't, it won't, it's not going to say anything bad about the Communist Party if you try to get it to. I had an accident, fell off a ladder, was in the hospital for 4 days, was very frustrated by the healthcare system in this country, right? So I was talking to ChatGPT about healthcare in this country, trying to get it to say that it's messed up, to say that it's like not good. It would not. It kept saying things like, I can understand why you would feel that way, but here's the reality. It would not get to a point where it would say anything negative about the healthcare industry or the health insurance industry in this country, which I thought was very interesting.
Yes, AI is not AI. They have an owner. AI is just a cloth hiding those people's mind behind. Before, if some powerful people telling you what you should do and what you should think, people say, no, I don't accept that. But now it's transformed, becoming and package you, the sugar coated, and have AI to talk with you, to persuade you. This was peaceful, everything's fine, there's no problem with the health insurance, and there's no issue about your life, and everything's fair, and all the
good. You'll be all right.
It's wonderful.
You're fine. Yeah,
yes,
totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the billionaires are genius. They didn't do anything wrong. They becoming billionaires because they work so hard. They do something usually people doesn't want to do, not willing to do, so they become billionaires. That's the answer you will get.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and you made me think of that when you mentioned that. Do you see are there going to be, or are there already global alliances that are shaping the development and regulation of AI technologies, or you've talked about that it's a war? Is it every man for himself, so to speak, or are there alliances within this?
I have a friend in Washington, D.C., and he's in the government agencies. One day he found out, wow, when humans collect data, this is a crime because there's a Privacy Act. But what if you use AI? Use AI collect data is perfectly fine because it is AI, it's not human beings. So he thinks as a conscience, I must set a law and set a regulations and to prevent AI to collect data without our permissions. And he thinks it's a beautiful idea. He went to the Capitol Hill, talked to congressmen, and he opened the door, talked to one chairman and a good friend, talked to him, we should do something about this because AI can collect and the data and without permission. We need to set a law about this. This chairman face looks so bad, so angry, not happy. You want me to be killed? That's the answer. So the AI can keep and collecting data, and the AI can keep whatever they want. This is just a tool, and can use AI to legitimate many things they shouldn't be doing.
What do you think that AI is going to reshape the nature of international relations, of global governance? I mean, is it that on that scale?
AI probably want to change everything. That's why I say AI is a war. AI is a war, a technology against humanity. And definitely want to...
Sort of like the arms race, the nuclear arms race, kind of similar to that, do you think?
I think it's worse than nuclear weapon. Nuclear weapon, because no one dared to do the nuclear weapon. This is the global destruction. But the AI is depriving our dignity, depriving our life, making us becoming a tool. You know, the science fiction movie always want to say those billionaires will tell you in your face, I know you better than you are. And that's the word they want to achieve. They want everyone to be submissive. How to be submissive? We have different personalities. We have different ideas. We are different world. So AI is the tool to make us becoming a standard product from the manufacturers. So just standardize everyone, because AI foundation in the foundation want to standardize everyone and to find out outliers, to remove outliers, and make sure we are 100% submissive.
Well, that's terrifying.
We have a solution because, as I said, first we need to know AI is a war, and also we need to know the battlefield is about the data. So we are working on the solution, and in the South Korea we have very very good and the first start, and we cannot talk about the details because that's too technical. And my purpose, also my motivation, is to make sure everyone can control the data. So I created a technology that's actually back to 1990s, used in the F-35 projects. It's called genetic computing. I use genetic work. It's nothing to do about the biologic and or talk about advanced biodevelopment. And I use it is about to make sure all the data has ownership. So when you create your data, we have a metadata associated. It's no longer data you can copy freely. For example, you create a data that's belong to Kevin, and that's Kevin's data. If people want to use that data, they have to come back to ask you, Kevin, may I use data? Do you think I can allow me to use data? Even you send a message, you send an email, people need to come back to you to ask your permission. And maybe you don't need to answer personally, but you can authorize, you can define the computer how to handle it. So I defined the 4 layers of the definition of data and the sharing. So we have a family, only family, strictly family can share the data, also can share with relatives, and or can share with friends, or can share with public. So you can define the sharing level of data, and definitely you have your own data, which will not be shared by anyone else, even your wife. And it's good and bad, I'm not sure. But I just want to make sure every computer and every device, when they create the data has ownership. I call it genetic computing. And unfortunately, my life becoming so miserable, and just kidnapped twice, gunshot twice. People tried to kill me a couple times because of that invention. And that's in my book, The Big Plot. And also I'm trying to put that in the Big Plot, the book 2, talk about after I invented genetic computing, destroyed data collection to protect data, and my life became miserable. So it took me 25 years, totally 25 years. Finally, I can announce genetic computing technology in the South Korea. That's a very, very difficult path. So I'm working on the solution. Also, I hope that solution will be generally available to everyone. And good things, I want to make technology free. So I want to make genetic computing free. Everyone can download and use it. So I hope in the June, without too much attack, is if I still alive, not been killed by those powerful people yet, I will have the first version of genetic computing available for everyone.
That is, the way you say that is funny to me sometimes. You're like, they tried to kill me. You're so matter of fact about it. Can we do an episode where you talk about all of this?
Sure. And probably need about 100 episodes. I'm happy to talk about it.
I would love to we can do a long series on it. I would love to unpack that all.
I have all the evidence that I can show everyone after I invented the genetic computing, and I've been arrested. Yes, I've been arrested. After I invented genetic computing, has been validated by a certified program and discovered by those people try to make a AI program back to 1990s, and I've been arrested. And I've been arrested in Taiwan, and supposed to be killed that night, but I've been saved by some friends from the intelligence and Taiwanese. And the Taiwanese has it's more like oversight committees, and but under the Congress name, the Taiwanese Oversight Committee talk about my arrest is the most horrible human rights violation in human history. And I have those documents I can show people. So what I'm telling here sounds like a fantasy, but actually that's my true experience. And my life still always under danger is because of that invention. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not intend to get involved with any difficult matters. I just want to live a very peaceful life, just like Kevin. Have some time, have good weekend with family, make enough money, and not worry about tomorrow, and maybe not worry about the 10 years after, and just our life dreams. But my life becoming spiraling down after that invention. So definitely, and how to protect data, and this is the war, and this is a way to find a solution, but also to make that solution available. It's not an easy task.
Well, we are out of time for today, but we're going to do something with this. We'll talk later. Thank you all for listening. We're gonna keep doing more episodes of this. I'm gonna talk to Jason and make sure that he gets his story out so that you can all hear it and understand what he's been through. And Jason, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed the conversation as always, and I look forward to talking with you further.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, see you everyone soon. Bye bye.